Here she is, guys. This is a handmade holster, shoulder holster from Istanbul, Turkey. You got these two cases here for your extra ammo clips, provided you can find one for this. The gun is chambered for 454 Kasul. Let me show you the back. You know what? I should get myself a new nickname. I should call myself Throat Boy. So this could be set up for right or left hand. It's fully adjustable. This clip here has adjustments. These are screws, and there's like a little brass hickey behind it where you can make it tighter. I have this on the farthest outmost setting. So the way you would do this, now what I had to do, this was real tight for the gun to fit in. This is made for this gun. This is a Taurus Raging Hunter 6 and 7.5. In other words, it's 6 3/4 inch barrel, chamber for 454 Kasul. This holster is made just for this gun, for this revolver. When I got the holster, it was real tight. So what I do, I'm not suggesting you do this. What they suggest you do is they suggest you put wraps around the gun and put it in the holster for about 20 minutes, and that expands it. What I did is I wet the holster down in hot water without putting the gun in it. Okay, I wet the holster down with hot water. Then I put aluminum foil around my revolver, and then I put a small hand towel around the revolver, and then I put it in to the holster, and I left it like that for 24 hours. Then it makes the holster, once the holster dries, it forms to that shape. Actually, I took the gun out, I took the aluminum foil and the towel off, and now the revolver comes out nice and easy. So you have this big thumb strap here. Okay, what are we doing wrong here, guys? Alright. So, put her back in. It still may have to be formed a little bit up here. What I can do is I could wet this piece of leather and this with like a sponge, and then I can put a towel around this part of the revolver, and then it'll expand it. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll do that next. Because you can see the snap needs to go up more. So in order for that to go up more, we need to push that up. Then it gives me enough room for the snap. So this part of the holster needs expanded more still. That's what it's catching on here. Let's put this down here. So what we're going to do next is we're going to get a wet washcloth. We're going to saturate this part here. We're going to saturate this area and the area there. And then we'll get a washcloth. We'll put it around this part of the revolver. And that'll expand it a little bit. That's what we need to do next, guys. And then there's a fastener right in here. I don't know if you could see that. But what it was really tough to even get this in and out. You know, now it's a world of difference now. But this has to be a lot better. I have to be able to pull this out a lot smoother so I don't get myself shot if I have to use this. So we're not loaded at all. Yeah, it goes in a lot smoother like that, I have to admit it. But yeah, this part here, this can use expanded a little bit more. We'll do that next. That has to be. So what's happening is this part of the grip inside the holster needs expanded more. That's what we need to do next. That's the problem with leather. Make my day, punk. I know what you're thinking. Hold on, let's do this. Let's do it the proper way. Let's do it for my boy Clint. Well, we're not going to just let you walk out of here. Who's we, sucker? I know what you're thinking. Did I fire 4 or 5 shots? Well, you know, with all this excitement, I forgot myself. Now you have to ask yourself, do you feel lucky? If you don't feel lucky, join the club, because I don't feel lucky either. Now this is one of the most powerful handguns in the world, and this will blow your head clean off. It's a 454 Casull. Or you never know, maybe I'll miss too. So, but yeah, that needs expanded up here a little bit more. That's no problem. We'll expand that a little bit. You know, that's another thing you can do with leather also, because I've worked a little bit with leather. You don't have to dunk the whole thing in water. You can wet it down like with a sponge. You can dampen it with a sponge, or if you don't have a sponge, you can use a washcloth. But as you can see, you can see right there that needs expanded out more. Once we expand that more, this will be able to go in more, and we'll be able to draw it out a lot faster. And it should be exactly what I'm looking for. So I'll give you guys the name of this. I have the name on the paper. Now let's go find the name. Okay guys, here, let's put a light on. Let me show you what I did. Okay, I wetted the top of this a little bit. So I want that curved up a little bit. I got a washcloth out of the bathroom. I saturated the washcloth, and I saturated this area and that area. As you see, I wrapped the washcloth around the gun, and I put it in here. So you can see how that's bulged not more. That's what I want, because that's where the grip contacts inside here. So we got that side there bulged not more, and that side bulge not more. Matter of fact, we'll tuck it in even more yet. There. Now we're talking. Get that, and that side there. There we go. Then once that's dry, it'll slide in and out with no problem. That's the problem with leather. That's what you'll run into with leather. But once it's dry, you know, it's will last forever. And we got to find the quick reload clips for the 454. I haven't bought ammo for this yet. I'm going to buy 45 Colt and the 454 Casull. Alright, now let me tell you what's going on with the big dog. I ordered a new coil from Shovelhead Kicker on eBay. And it's the same coil. It's a replacement coil for that. I'm pretty sure I should have tested the coil, but the motorcycle showing all aspects of a bad coil. My ignition module, there's two lights. I think it's either amber and a blue or a red and a blue. But when you turn your key and the motor starts cycling over, those will both those lights are turned on, blink on and off rapidly, and the ignition module is doing that. And my little Wires Plus computer, when the motorcycle is starting up, all green lights will light, and that's what that's doing. So neither one of them are bad. So it's either my crank sensor, that I think that's called the JSP clip. I call them quick disconnects. That was saturated with oil, so that possibly might not have been getting a good connection. So you guys seen I blew that out with electronic cleaner, and my coil should be in on Thursday. We'll put the coil in. I'll plug the crank sensor back in, we'll reinstall it, and we'll see if it fires up. If it doesn't fire up, I'm going to test the crank sensor. I have an ohm meter somewhere around here, guys. I might have to buy, I have two of them. I can't find either one, so I might have to buy a third ohm meter. See, this is why I want to move everything over to the big garage. Once I do that, I'm going to make a bench going all the way down to one side, and I'll have plenty of room. I'll have more than enough room for everything. But when I get the bike running, I'm thinking very seriously of selling it. I'm thinking of going with an electric scooter or an electric bicycle or an electric motorcycle. BMW makes a real nice electric scooter right now. You know, it's I think it's something like 12,000. You might be able to get one for 11,000. Naturally, I'd trade the big dog in with that. A real good electric bicycle. The reason why I'm thinking of getting an electric bicycle is I may not be able to afford auto insurance when I retire. The way this auto insurance keeps on skyrocketing every couple of years, I may not be able to afford it. So I may have to go to the grocery store with an electric bicycle and give up driving a car. That's the route I might have to go down. You know, and that's becoming very realistic, apparently. You know, now, if I buy an electric scooter, if I have to ride a scooter illegally, I'll ride it illegally. You know, out in the country, there's no one going to bother you anyway, so it's not going to matter. You know, you could probably, there's a lot of people driving a car illegally now, and they're never stopped because the police don't do that no more. The police are only on priority calls. But, you know, I may not be able to afford a car when we retire, so that's what I'm thinking of doing. I'm thinking of going with the electric scooter or an electric bike. I'm very seriously thinking of doing that. You know, because living around here, guys, these roads around here, there's nowhere to go. The roads that aren't horrible They're closed. They're closed for construction, or they're funneled down in one lane, and there's just you can't enjoy a nice vehicle around here, around the Pittsburgh area. You can't. You just can't enjoy it. And everybody is, I'm pretty sure everyone's driving crazy everywhere. It's just not around here. You know, everyone's just completely insane the way they drive. It's actually dangerous to go out on a motorcycle right now. It's very dangerous. That's why I got that revolver. I'm going to start carrying that revolver. And we're going to put something over it that way I'll conceal it. And I'm going to start carrying that hand cannon. So I have to see. I'm hoping it's the coil. The reason why I think it's the coil is when I started it up three days ago, the both spark plugs were saturated with gas. It wasn't getting a spark, and I think it was barely getting a spark in the front cylinder. The back one wasn't getting a spark whatsoever. So it just could be the coil, and that's the original coil that went with the bike. The coil is it's a 2006. What's it? 18 years. It's 18 years old. So this might be the coil. You know, my garage is cold, so, or was cold. So we're gonna see. So when I get the coil in, cross your fingers. Let's hope that's all it was. But I'm thinking of letting the motorcycle go for as little as $7,000 just to get rid of it. I don't know. So, all right, guys. Well, oh yeah, I forgot the name of that holster. Let me go get my information. Guys, I need a cameraman, guys. All right, I want to show you guys something. You know, I shouldn't even hide my address from you guys. You guys know where I live. It's not really hard to find me. But anyway, what I'm going to do is see up here? That's where it came from. Gunnar Tezcan. Mustafa Kemal Pasha Ma First Koi 34,000 Istanbul Turkey. Istanbul Absalar Turkey. You know how long I have to commend these people. You know how long it took when I bought this on eBay. This was $174. I got it through PayPal. I'm making 4 payments on this. That's how I afford this stuff here. Okay. How long do you think it took for this to come from Istanbul, Turkey to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, guys? A month? 2 months? 3 months? 4 days. When somebody wants to sell something, this is what they do. They don't take your money and sit on your item for 2 weeks and drag about sending it. When they want to sell something, when they want to be in business and make a good business name for them, this is what they do. You buy it, they put it in the mailbox the same day and ship it out to you from Istanbul, Turkey, guys. 4 days. It came into my mailbox in 4 days. That's how you do business. My hat's off to the Turkish people. All right. This is a handmade holster. Okay, this is the name right here. Handcrafted holster. I'm gonna have to buy some cream. Mac, M-A-S-C, how do you pronounce it? Mac holsters products are gracefully chosen from nature-friendly, odorless, very best quality leathers and processed with anti-carcinogenic chemicals certified by international authorities. The holster, if the holster has tension screws may not be adjusted on holsters and accessories. You may need to adjust them. Before trying to holster, the firearm should be completely unloaded, including the magazine, chamber, and the cylinder. You must be certain that your gun is securely seated in the holster each time you holster your gun before removing your hand from the grip. Remember that. Guns must be snugly fit in holster to guard against accidental loss of the firearm. Keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Keep fingers off the trigger and out of the trigger guard when drawing and replacing the gun in the holster. Retention devices must be used when provided. During vigorous physical activity, including running, you should not rely on your holster's retention capabilities. Gun should be held in place with your hand to prevent it from falling out and possibly discharging. Okay, their website is www.mascholster.com. Well, we're gonna surely try to abide by this. Then they claim here, place the unloaded gun in 2 to 3 layers of kitchen wrap, insert it into the holster and gently twist it from side to side. Once it's completely fitted in the holster, twist it about 10 times until the gun is sitting in holster for, well, you know, I did mine a little differently. I don't suggest everyone to wet it down, and you know, I put aluminum foil around it, then I put a towel around it so it wouldn't rust out when the holster's dry. But that's what I do, guys, because I've worked with leather before, and a sure way to form leather is you have to dampen it. So, all right, but I had to show you guys how long it took to get here from Istanbul, Turkey, man. That blew my mind. It really did. It absolutely blew my mind. And it came in this bag here. So it came by UPS. So I guess they put it on a plane. So we're waiting on our coil. I hope it's just the coil. You know, because everything's expensive on that. The that other little piece with an ignition module is $229 for a Thunderheart ignition programmable ignition module. The crank sensor is $120 for a new one. You know, it's one of those 3 things. I'm pretty sure I don't think my ignition module. I don't think that's broke because the lights were going when I was turning it over. So I don't think that's what it was. So, all right, guys, hang in there.